So this video again is for those of you that were absent on Tuesday, September 15th or Wednesday, September 16th. So what we're doing today is we're in the, I'll show you the cover. We're in the Unit 1, packet here, and for decimal operations, and we are going to be working on adding decimals. So what I want you to do is turn in that packet to page 2. Where you're going to see a chart, you're going to see some milk, bread, and so on and so forth. All right, so we're just going to do a few problems together and have you try some on your own. The first one is, how much would it cost to buy a loaf of bread and a gallon of milk in 1987? So that means we'd have to look in the column that's labeled 1987 and find the cost of bread, $1.02, and milk, $1.92, and add them up, because that will help us find the total. So it's key that when you're adding decimals that you line up the decimal points. So that's what I'm going to do here. They both have 2 decimal places, so we don't have to annex any zeros or add any zeros to hold any place. So 2 cents plus 2 cents is 4 cents. 0 plus 9 is 9. Bring down the decimal point. So that's going to be $2.94. Sounds good to me. I can pause. Okay, sorry to pause for a second. I had that conversation with somebody. All right, we're back. So how much would it cost to buy a loaf of bread and a gallon of milk in 2020? So we're going to add together bread and milk in 2020. So here's bread, here's milk. So bread is $2.28, and we're going to add milk, which is $4.12. Let's add those up. Make sure to line up the decimal points. 8 plus 2 is 10. 1 plus 2 plus 1 is 4. Bring down the decimal point. 2 plus 4 is $6.40. So we can see it's quite a difference between 1987 and 2020. Different time periods. All right. It says, let's say the average price of gas rises by 39 cents next year. How much would a gallon of gas cost in 2021? Well, what we first have to do is find the cost of gas in 2020, which is $2.38. And then what the question's saying is, well, what if the gas price rises by 39 cents? So that means we're going to add 39 cents to that. This will give us the 2021 price. Made sure to line up my decimal points. 8 plus 9 is 17. 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Bring down the decimal point. So the cost of gas in 2021 would be $2.77. Now this one's interesting. It says, how much would a stamped loaf of bread, milk, and gas, all 4 of them, cost in 2020? So what we're going to do is add up all of those amounts. Now there's a couple different ways of doing this. What I'm going to do is add up all 4 at the same time, because you can do that with adding. That's really the only operation you can do with more than 2 numbers at a time. And so I'm going to take advantage of that and add up these 4 numbers. When I add up multiple numbers, I'm looking for easy numbers to work with. Like if I can find a 10, for example, 8 plus 2 is 10. So if 8 plus 2 is 10, 8 plus 5 is 13, 10 plus 13 is 23. So I'm going to put down the 3, carry the 2. Now I'm looking for a 10 here. I see a 5. 2 plus 3 is 5. So that's 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 2 is 12, plus 1 is 13. 3 down, carry the 1. I'm going to bring down my decimal point. 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. So you get $9.33. And at the bottom it says, what must you do when adding decimals? So you must line up the decimal points. You got to line up the decimal points, because lining up the decimal points will guarantee that you're lining up the place values, which is essential or very important when you add. All right. I'm going to try some on the back, and then I'm going to have you try some on your own. So we're going to try these 3 on the top, and then I'll have you try some. So on the top here, we have 3 problems. We're going to find the sum. So find the sum. Sum means the answer to an addition problem. Okay? So we're going to add these up. So 23 and 1/10 plus 5 and 8/10, making sure to line up the decimal point. 1 plus 8 is 9. Bring down the decimal point. 5 plus 3 is 8. And then 2 plus 0 is 2. So for this one, you get 28 and 9/10. Next, we're going to find the sum of these two numbers. Now, if you look carefully, this number only has one decimal place. This goes to the tenths. This one is 2. This goes to the hundredths. So we might have to annex a 0 here to line up our place values. I'm going to annex a 0 next to the 6 to make a hundredths place so that when I do add 14 and 71 hundredths, I can line up my place values. So annexing that 0 just helped me line that up, made it look more easy to use. 0 plus 1 is 1. 6 plus 7 is 13. 1 plus 9 is 10. Plus 4 is 14. 1 plus 2 is 3. Plus 1 is 4. All right, now this one's also kind of interesting here. So we have 19, and we're adding to that 7 and 43 hundredths. So if you look, 19 does not have a decimal point at all. But for any whole number, like 19, I can put the decimal point right after the 9. It's still 19, and I can annex 2 zeros because the other number I'm going to add has 2 zeros. So then I can line up my place values, line up my decimal points, and I can add these two numbers, which shouldn't be too bad because you got a couple zeros there. 9 plus 7 is 16, and 1 plus 1 is 2. All right. So that was just some practice in adding decimals. And what you're going to do now is you're going to try, I'll highlight them so you can see them more clearly. These 3 problems in a row, try these 3. And then there are also 3 kind of word problems down here that utilize this chart. So you can try those 6. After watching the video, I will put a sort of a PDF of the answers so you can check your answers after trying those on your own. Okay, hope that helped.